have a monkey in your pants?
Right folks, MonkeySpaz 5000 here, and it is a pickups video, and you're probably wondering what the hell's going on with the lighting, considering you just got some lighting and it's something not quite right with the right lighting, obviously. I came into my games room tonight and I switched on the light and the main light popped. So I'm basically running off the LED light. It's a 160 LED light, which is what I'm using for the lighting, and a little desk lamp there, so it may look a little bit wonky, but it's still sufficient. We'll get on with it. Just check it out. Yes, it still looks okay there in the little view thing that I'm using. Yes, and it's all working and recording. Sorry, just double checking. I'll stretch and get some juice. Hold on. So car boot sale is what happened today. It was pretty decent for a change, actually. But before that, two Facebook page purchases. Somebody had two PS4 games. I saw them for sale recently, two for £10. One game that I wanted in particular, but then my wife spied that they were two for 15, they said, basically. So I was like, yeah, I'll have them. And I was, funnily enough, watching one on eBay anyway that I wanted. So the first game is Battlefield 4. It's good condition, complete. I do like Battlefield games, so I'm glad to have that. I like the online side of it. And the next game that I got was Destiny for the PS4, which is a game that I have had on the PS4 and on the Xbox One. But on the PS4, and I did play it quite a lot, and it's the kind of game that I know that can sort of suck your life away. Some things just take hours and hours to even play, but it's a game that I was, funnily enough, watching on eBay and I wanted, because the times that I have played it in the past, I've genuinely enjoyed it. So hopefully I'll get stuck back into this again. Sorry, I heard a rattling. I was wondering what it is, but it's all right inside. So yeah, these two Facebook page purchases, £15 for two PS4 games. You can't really complain at that at the end of the day, can you? And it was, I think, also went to a car boot sale, and I knew it was going to be on at 9 o'clock. It was the last car boot sale at this place for this year, I think. And then I clocked this morning. I got up early, funnily enough, for the first time ever to go to a car boot sale. And I got up this morning and realised, it maybe started at 8 o'clock, I'm not sure. So I thought, I'll be fine, we'll go along. I went along, actually, it was a really nice day. Went along about 5 to 9, and it was chock-a-block with cars. And I was like, Jesus. I don't know if it was going to be too late, if there's going to be anything left. I was there with my wife, her friend, and one of my friends and the kids. And I was like, right, you keep the kids, me and my mate, we'll just buzz round and see what we can find. Like I say, you never know what you're going to find, especially if cars have been there for potentially an hour, but it turned out it was alright. Probably one of the best or better car boots that I've been to for quite a wee while, actually. Particularly because if I go to car boot sales these days, I'm only really interested in possibly PS4 games, if there's any, or also PS1 games is another thing that I'm really, really interested in. But first of all, I was looking at something, actually, and my wife shouted me over. She saw a lady selling a bunch of games, and I did sort of clock them and walk past. No, I didn't, actually. No, I didn't. She shouted me back. My wife did. And she'd already picked them all up in her hands, I suppose, so nobody else could grab them. I mean, the woman was wanting £1 each, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And I picked up 3, and I was like, how much for or would you take these £2 for these 3 is what it was. And she says, I'll do you a deal if you take them all. And I was like, well, what kind of deal? And she says, £5. And I was like, yeah, alright, I'll take them all for £5. And they were all Master System games. Not a big Master System lover as such, but I will pick up the games, especially if they're 8 games for £5. Why not? I do have a Master System 2. I do have a Retron 5 sitting there, but I need to get is it the converter now for the Retron 5, so I can play the Master System 2 games on that, because obviously the Master System 2's just got RF output, and yeah. Anyway, but the first game that I got, like I said, I know very little about Master System games, so any of these are really decent, worthwhile sticking on, let me know. The first game I got was Tom and Jerry the movie. It looks like a side-scrolling platform game. This is complete in decent condition. Yeah, these games are sort of mixed bag when it comes to condition, as you'll see in the next game. Next game is Blade Eagle 3D, which Segascope 3D. For one player, Segascope 3D glasses required, apparently, but you can see there The case is more than a little bit mishmashed at the side, and it's one of these weird cases that just sort of shuts too far, if that makes sense, and it's destroyed on the inside, but the cart's there. I can't really complain considering it was £5 for all these. Next game is PGA Tour Golf Tengen. I recognise that mainly from Tetris on the NES. Yeah, that's right. PGA Tour Golf, played it a lot on the Mega Drive, never played it on the Master System. But this is in decent condition, it's box complete. So glad to add that to the collection as well. Now all these pickups are for the collection. I very rarely sort of pick up things to sell on, actually. Next game is Choplifter, the Mega cartridge. Look at the artwork, or lack of artwork, you could probably call it. It looks pretty decent, actually. It's Choplifter. Again, it's box complete. It's got a little manual or poster behind this thing. Happy to have that. Next game is one of these games that boxes that just shuts too far. I don't really get how it's like they just shut too far. But it is Teddy Boy. Never heard of it. Teddy Boy the Sega cartridge. Never seen it before. Minimal artwork on the front. Looks like some sort of side-scrolling platform game. Just the cart in that one, and a box that just decides to sandwich itself shut. Really no idea how it does that. Next game is Action Fighter, the Mega cartridge, and the Master System had some of the worst box art ever. It's a magnifying glass with a bit of road. That's it. I might be glaring you here, guys. I'm sorry if I am. Just a bit of the lighting situation. Looks a bit like Spy Hunter or something on the back, actually. Looks quite interesting. It's complete as well. Next game is classic game, Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm sure this is just cartridge only. It is, but I've not properly played Sonic the Hedgehog on the Master System, so I am glad to have that. That's pretty cool. And the next game is Tasmania. It looks pretty cool. Looks pretty interesting. I'm sure this is just cart only. It is, but yeah. It looks like an interesting game as well, and I can't really complain. Some of them are only cart only, but for what I paid for them, £5 for all those games there. £5 for all them. Come on, you can't really complain, can you? And then, as I was looking at the next stall that had these things, that's when the wife shouted me back to have a look at these. I noticed sort of a zipped sort of case thing, open carry case type thing, with a PlayStation sitting there and a couple of PlayStation games sitting on it, PlayStation 1, and I was like, I don't need another PlayStation. I've got 3. One of them works because I've raped the other one for parts, so maybe I do need another PlayStation, I don't know. But I was like, I don't really want to spend the money on another PlayStation, but I'll have a look at the games. And I was like, are you selling these individually, or? And the guy was like, ask the boss, and it was obviously his daughter that was selling it. His daughter wasn't that old, actually. She's maybe like 17. So I'm quite impressed that she had a PlayStation unless it was originally his. That's a possibility. And she was like, and then the dad was like, oh, maybe it'd be better if you sold them separately. I was like, cool. I was like, how much? And she was like, 50 pence. And I was like, oh, 50 pence is always a good figure for any PlayStation game. I will say that much. So straight off, I clocked some. Now, I've heard of these games, and I know I've heard lots of people in other pickup videos say, look, if you see these at car boot sale, they're worth a bit of money, pick them up, basically. But these are for the collection, they're not for sale or anything like that. But the first game was, the box is a little bit dirty, but Digimon World 2003. I've got no idea what these Digimon games are about. Like, are they RPGs, or are they like Pokemon, or? Let me know, guys, down below in the comments. Never played any of these Digimon games, and I've got, seriously, no idea what they're all about. But this is box complete, nice condition. The case got a little crack up there, but you can always swap cases out, can't you, at the end of the day. But Digimon World 2003 looks interesting, that's all I'll say. Next one, the case is a little bit mashed as well, but again, everything else is in good condition about it, and again, you can swap the cases out. But it's Digimon Rumble Arena. No idea again. What I don't really know much about Digimon, or what these type of games exactly are. I've never watched any gameplay videos of them, but is this like a Pokemon battle type game, but Digimon Rumble Arena is what it's called? I do not know. And then another one I saw was this one, Digimon, I don't even know that's the song, I'm just saying Digimon World. Again, it looks like maybe like a Pokemon game. Is it? Guys? Is this like Pokemon? Let me know down in the comments down below. But this is again box complete, really good condition. This one, the case is actually all right. So it's 3 Digimon games, and I was like, I know they're worth picking up, and I know they can go for a little bit of money. So I was like, right, I'll pick them up. And then I clocked this next game, which was a game that was actually already on my radar, and that's funnily enough watching on eBay, and it is Parappa the Rapper. The case is in good condition, it's just a little bit dirty here. The only thing with this is the fact that it is just disc only. Oh, and somebody's written on the disc, that'll clean off easily enough, but disc only. So I need the manual for it, guys. If anybody does have the manual, it's rare that people have manuals when you say, you've got the manual for this, but you never know. Some people do somehow have manuals. Like I did have a lot of N64 manuals a little while ago, and I sold them online. So if anybody does happen to have the Parappa the Rapper manual, let me know, because I do need it. I am on the hunt for it just to make this complete. Classic PS1 game for me. It was on my list. The Hip Hop Hero. So really glad to have that. So I walked like 10 metres away from the stall, and I turned around and I was like, because I've got to go have another look at this PlayStation. And as I did, they'd actually put more PlayStation games out, and I was like, oh, apparently they were in the case as well. And I was like, aha! And I was like, there was another 4 sitting there, and I was like, look, I'm just going to clear you out of these. So they're 50 pence each, I might as well. So the next game I got from the same girl was Siphon Filter. I don't know much about this game. It's missing the front cover, unfortunately, but it's not an expensive game. You get it up for less than a £5 on eBay. So if I ever wanted to get a complete copy of it, like with a front cover, I really could. Never played it, but for 50 pence, I will pick it up and add it to the collection and see what the game's like. Next game, never heard of this. No idea what kind of game this is actually, but it's box complete, nice condition, and it is Lego Rock Raiders. I don't know. Do you just dig? Do you mine? Are you mining stuff? I do. Another one I've never heard of before, but again, I am glad to add it to the collection, and I think I've got the first one of this. I'm pretty sure I have. I can't focus on the shelves behind you because the light's shining in my face, but really good condition. I think I've got the first one of this. But Tomb Raider 2, starring Lara Croft. I thought it said something else. Classic PS1 game, really good condition. It's got the manual, it's got some other thing that says Lara merchandise. Don't know what that is. It's platinum version. Yep, doesn't really bother me that much. But a game that I needed to add to the collection. And the girl, funnily enough, had Tomb Raider 3 Adventures of Lara Croft. So again, I'm really glad to have this, and it's complete. And it's got another one of those Lara merchandise little booklets. So really, really good condition. But yeah, I cleared them out and I left them just with a PS1 in a little case to buy, so they might have struggled to buy that, I don't know. But that, I was really glad to get them. All those Master System games, and all these, I'm so happy when I see PS1 games in charity shops or car boot sales. So all these PS1 games, some epic ones there, especially the 3 Digimon and Parappa the Rapper. Really glad to add them to the collection. Curious to even see what those Digimon games are all about. I know people pick them up mainly, I suppose, for resale value, but I'm not interested in selling them on them. Got them for the collection, 50 pence each. Can't complain, can you? So that was it for the pickups. I did walk about the rest of the car boot sale. The only thing that I saw was an N64 sitting in a cardboard box on top of a table, a couple of controllers, and a couple of boxed N64 games. They did look really good condition. One was either a Mario Party game or might have been Super Mario 64. I didn't pay that much attention because I just saw N64. I've got the console. I'm not really interested in the games. I do have a console. I'm not really interested in the games. I think N64 has aged really, really badly. If the Retron 5, Retron 6, or whatever they're going to call it, can ever emulate N64 games properly, which I doubt they will because it's a really, really complicated, hard piece of machinery to emulate. It's not emulated properly at all with anything at the moment. If that machine, for example, could play N64 games, I would be interested in picking up some N64 games, but I think graphically the machines looked really, is aged really badly, and it just looks terrible on a CRT TV. Or it doesn't look terrible, but yeah, you know what, if it could play it on a modern TV with something like a Retron 5 I would. So I didn't pay that much attention, I just sort of walked past it. I just clocked a couple of box games, but then I thought, right, I'd been around everywhere else, and I went back and I thought, right, I'm going to go have another look at this N64, and I took a wee while up and down to try and find it, and I was like, where's it gone? I'm sure I'm in the right place, and then it's because the box had disappeared and the N64 was just sitting on the table, and I was like, the guys obviously sold the games. There was maybe 3 boxed games that did look in good condition. I didn't clock what the other games were or pay any attention, like I say, because I just saw N64, not interested. Like I say, I'm not one of these guys that will just, if it was do you know what I mean, buy it or try and buy it cheap in the hope of selling it on. I'm not really arsed. So, and then my wife clocked the table again, she walked past, and I was like, I sold the games, I'm not really, do you know what I mean? I was going to ask him what it was out of curiosity anyway, but she asked him how much the N64 was, just randomly out of curiosity, and the guy was wanting 40 quid for it, for a loose N64, loose black, grey, whatever colour you want, N64, and like it was maybe 2 controllers, and I was like, 40 quid? I was like, Jesus Christ, how much was he selling the box games for? I bet he's one of these guys that sold the box games for a £5 each, but wants to sell the console for 40 quid. Who knows? But yeah, that was my car boot fair escapade today, which was really, really decent for a change, actually. I was quite glad by it. What did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 PS1 games, 8 Master System games. I also got 2 PS4 games from a local Facebook selling page, so pretty cool. I was happy with that. Yeah, like I say, let me know what the Digimon games are like down in the comments below, because they look alright from the back, like looking at the graphics, but I've never even seen any gameplay of them, so I've genuinely got no idea. There we go, guys, we'll leave it there. Short-ish, sweet video before I go blind by looking at this light, because this thing's blowing up above. But yeah, decent car boot sale today, happy days. I'm happy when I find PS1 games at a car boot sale. But from me, guys, as always, thank you much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?